Well, would you look at that? They added another awesome new update to Loomian Legacy. It is I, Comic Book 23, and welcome back to another video. And that's right, the developers just added another new update to the game the other day, and I have been collecting as much information as possible on this new event. So buckle up, because there's actually quite a lot to cover today. So I'm going to start off by describing the actual weather first. So if you head over to the Navigate tab and then you click on the Weather tab right here, you can see on the far right side of the screen that there are meteors falling from the sky, and then it'll tell you what location it's at. So this purple one here is on Route 4, the red one is on Route 3, and it'll also tell you, okay, what time is it going to take place. So right now as I'm recording this, it's getting close to 8 o'clock. So because it's not quite 8 o'clock yet, on Route 4 there's purple ones, but when it turns 8 o'clock, for that hour, there will be red meteors falling on Route 3. Then from 9 to 10, there will be green ones on Route 3, and so on and so forth. So I'm actually going to go over to the location where there are meteors currently falling, and that area is Kanoko Village right now, which is actually inside of Route 4. So whenever I actually go there we go. Here we are in Kanoko Village, and here we are in Route 4. So now what's going to happen is I'm going to stand around here somewhere. Oh, there we go, right there. Meteors falling from the sky, they hit the ground, and as you can see, depending on what color meteor is falling in the area, there will be a little meteor sitting on the ground that you can run over and collect. And there we go, I found a meteorite. Now there are actually 4 different colored ones. There's red, there's green, there's blue, and some purple ones. And you can actually use these little meteorites to get some special items that are exclusive to this event, which I'll actually talk about in just a few minutes. And there's also some rare black and white meteors that can fall as well, but they are very, very rare. There's only a 1 in 75 chance of them spawning instead of the colored meteors, and those ones are called Meteorite and Anti-Meteorite. And again, in just a few minutes I will talk about their special use as well. Now in this update there was actually an entirely new Loomian added to the game, and that Loomian is Cosmeor, which is right here. As a fan of astronomy and other space-related things, I am loving the design and theme of this Cosmeor and the event. My brother actually says that it looks kind of like it's wearing Thanos' helmet from Endgame, and now I can't get it out of my head. I have to say it really does look like it's wearing that. Now, Cosmeor can only be found in an area where meteors are currently falling, and it has only a 1 in 128 chance to be found in the wild, which makes it a little bit rarer than a Vari, but not quite as rare as a Pyramide. So just keep that in mind. It's actually not a very easy Loomian to catch, so it might take you a few tries to actually capture it once you find one. This Loomian is very cool for several reasons, one of those being that its eyes actually change color depending on which meteors were falling when you found it. So here we are, I'm back at Rally Ranch again, and as you can see, here is what a purple one looks like, and you can see it has little purple glowing bits around its eyes right there. Here we have a green one right here. It's got little green bits around its eyes. Here is a blue one, and I actually had a blue one already in my party right there. And then here is a red one. This is what the red one looks like with the red bits around its eyes. Cosmeor's normal ability is called Enchanted Coat, and that basically what it does is it makes it so that super effective moves that actually hit it will deal 25% less damage than they normally would. And as you can see here's a picture of someone who found a secret ability Cosmeor, and its secret ability is Re-Gift. And what this does is it basically makes it so that when the Cosmeor is hit by a support move, such as one that might lower its physical attack or one that might lower its ranged defense, something along those lines, it will redirect that move back to the attacker, and the attacker will actually be affected by that move. Very, very cool. In this base form, it has extremely high defense and energy stats, meaning that it can be used as an absolute tank in PvP battles. Cosmeor actually has 2 other forms as well, which you can get by using those special black and white meteorites called Meteorite and Anti-Meteorite that I mentioned before. The way this is done kind of reminds me of Zygarde from Pokémon. An easy way to think of the difference between Meteorite and Anti-Meteorite is when you use Anti-Meteorite, you're taking parts off of Cosmeor, but when you use Meteorite, you're putting parts back onto it. If you use Anti-Meteorite on a Cosmeor once, it will change it into its ranged attack form, which gives it arms. In this form, it loses a bit of its defense and energy stats, but its ranged attack stat is greatly increased. So, if you wanted to use it competitively as a ranged attacker, take this into consideration. If you use another piece of anti-Meteorite on your Cosmeor when it's in its ranged attack form, it will turn into its melee form, which completely removes its rocky shell. This might actually be my favorite looking form. It kind of reminds me of the stuff inside of a lava lamp. In this form, instead of having boosted ranged attack stats, its melee attack stat is boosted instead. So of course, if you wanted to use Cosmeor as a melee attacker on your PvP team, this is the form you would want to get. Finally, if you use a piece of Meteorite on a melee form Cosmeor, it will turn back into its ranged form, and if you use a second piece of Meteorite on it, it will once again become its base form. Now here's something that you fellow Gleaming hunters will find neat. Cosmeor's Gleaming forms. Here's what Cosmeor's Alpha Gleam form looks like. Honestly, I like it a lot. I saw some people saying that it looks like Glalie from Pokémon, and it certainly does. I also randomly came across someone in-game who had an Alpha Cosmeor in its melee form, so here's what that looks like. As you can see in this screenshot from Jamie's video, these are the odds for finding an Alpha Cosmeor in the wild without boosts or Game Pass, with each one, and then with both. Now, before you can find a Gamma Cosmeor, you need to complete its Mastery Challenges. As I mentioned before, Cosmeor is kind of a hard Loomian to catch, but if you do manage to catch one, then you'll find these Mastery Challenges down here at the bottom of the Loomian Mastery page. All you need to do is capture one, which you will have already completed at this point, and then you need to earn 30,000 experience with a Cosmeor. The best way to do this is by battling a repeat trainer, and I would recommend battling Hayden outside of Sephirite City. Once you've completed its Mastery Challenges, you will be able to find a Gamma Cosmeor in the wild. Cosmeor's Gamma form is quite interesting, or rather, forms. That's right, Cosmeor's Gamma color changes depending on what color meteor was falling when it was found. Here are images of all of the Gammas. I can't believe that each color has already been found, seeing as the event has only been out for about 3 days. Of course, Cosmeor isn't the first Loomian to have more than one Gamma, but still, I think this is a really cool idea, and each of them looks great. This screenshot, also from Jamie's video, breaks down the odds of finding a Gamma Cosmeor with no boosts or Game Pass, with each one individually and then with both. The developers confirmed that the gleaming odds have been doubled for Cosmeor for this event. So normally the odds for an alpha with a boost and a Game Pass would be 1 in 16,384, but because they're doubled, the odds are instead 1 in 8,192. Likewise, the odds for a Gamma with a boost and the Game Pass would be 1 in 81,920 normally, but since they're doubled, the odds are instead 1 in 40,920. Still pretty rare, but a lot better. The last thing to talk about today is the shops for this Meteor event. There are actually 2 shops that you can get special items from, the Fallen Cosmeor and Milo. The Fallen Cosmeor can be found in the area where meteors are currently falling, and it spawns in the same spot every time. Well, it would be more accurate to say that it falls in the same spot every time. You can actually be hit by it as well, and if this happens, you'll be sent flying. Unfortunately, I haven't actually captured any footage of this. If you interact with the Fallen Cosmeor, then as you can see, its eyes will light up, and you will be brought to this shop page. And this is where those colored meteorite bits come in handy that I mentioned from before. You can actually buy different colored discs depending on which color meteorites you're using, and you can actually also get the Cosmeor saddle with 30 of each of the little bits of meteorites. And if you do that, then you can ride around on the Cosmeor like this while it's floating around. Very, very cool. I like it a lot. Milo is actually tucked away in the back corner on Route 6. You can see him right over there. If you're standing here by the rally man, then you can actually just look right over there and you see him tucked away in that little corner. And if we go ahead and float our way on over to him and then interact with him, we'll be able to see exactly what kind of stuff he's selling. So as you can see, you can get a boost token for 1 Meteorite, and that's really awesome for me because as a hunter, you know, I use a lot of boost tokens. And what's also really cool is that, well, I mean, you can get one basically for free. All you have to do is find a Meteorite and then you can get a boost token, and normally these cost Robux, which cost real money, so that's really nice. And then as you can see below that, you can also get different types of shards, which normally you would only get from knocking out a corrupt Loomian, which has a 1 in 1,000 chance of encountering if you have a boost activated. These shards are used, of course, to boost the stats of your Loomian for PvP battles, so if you're big into PvP, then this is definitely the guy you want to be talking to. Well, there you have it, everything you need to know about the Meteor event in Loomian Legacy. The devs confirmed that the event will last for 2 weeks in total, so since it was released on Friday, June 25th, that means that the event will end on Friday, July 9th. Anyway, that's it from me for now. I hope you enjoyed and or found this video helpful. If you did, let me know in the comment section below and leave a like as well. Have a great day, and I will see you all later.